Hare Krishna, welcoming you all to Bhagavad Gita 18 days course. And today we have come to 8th chapter, which is a very important chapter. Each shloka will tell us, what many important, topics are discussed in this. So let's go and see each. I think most of the verses are covered in this. I think those too many slides are there, and I don't want to delete any of the slides. So it will take some time. So today I will only take up the recitation part also. Yeah, and then now we have come, we are learning all this from ISKCON. So let us pay our obeisances to Sri Radha Govinda. We have come to the temple also. Let Krishna bless us. Let the internet be okay. First we'll start with that. Let the power be there. And and we should also be present, mentally and physically also. We should have no other problem. We should be able to attend the class. Yeah. So now I'll just say Hare Krishna 3 times. You can say it in mute. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo. Kirti Mata, you want to take? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mathaji, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sargajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Maha Vadanyaya Krishna Premaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Guruve Gaurataya Radhikayai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyata Deshatarine Panchatattvam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So nicely read. Yes. So we have come to the course of Understand Bhagavad Gita in 18 days. And today we'll be taking up 8th chapter. Now is the title Akshara Brahma Yoga. What is Akshara means what? Kshara means to divide, to break. And this is Akshara, which cannot be broken, which cannot be torn apart or something like that. So it cannot be Akshara. So Akshara Brahma Yoga. So attaining the Supreme. How can we go to that eternal abode? So we are all actually trying to go to that Goloka Vrindavan. So how can we go there? So today we will show that Goloka chart also. So you can imagine, normally we only say that, we have to go to Goloka Vrindavan. There, Krishna stays and all. So where is it exactly? Where is it located? We will see in the chart today. And how to attain that Supreme abode. So based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, Abhay Sharan Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Yeah. So yesterday what we had learned in 7th chapter, knowledge of Lord Krishna's energies. is superior energy, inferior energy, and we all living beings are the superior energy. We are making use of the, the inferior energy, which is nature, for our wellness. And that we saw, and then surrendering unto the Lord Krishna. That that is there in all the chapters. Then demigod worship and impersonalism. People who still don't believe in Krishna, who still feel ki nahi, demigod se mera kuch purpose ho raha hai. Now I'm getting the work done through demigod. So why should I not? But only we have to remember that above all the demigods, there is a person, there is a God who is Krishna. He is the supermost. These people are just departmental heads. That's all. So they have assigned certain jobs and they are doing that job. That's all. Now Ganpati is coming. Ganpati Vigna Vinasha. He will not. All the obstacles he will. He's been given that. All the obstacles will be removed. Lakshmi Devi will give this money and all. Saraswati Devi will give jnanam, knowledge. Like that, Balam, Bal ke liye you can pray Maruti. So like that, so many other demigods are there. So these people, demigods, are just one step below Krishna. So because all these demigods have been created, demigods, sages, all been created by Krishna. That is what he says in Bhagavad Gita. And then delusion to devotion. So what is that? We will solve today. Yeah, so now today we will be seeing Akshara Brahma Yoga. Arjuna's 8 questions. So again, he's getting confused and not confused, he wants to get it clear, clarity. He wants to get it clear. So he is asking certain questions. 8 questions he's asking. Remembering Krishna at the time of death. How to remember Krishna? When we will know when is our death? Is it next moment or next year or next month? We don't know. So how can we remember Krishna at the time of death? So solution God himself is giving. Then material world versus spiritual world. You can find the difference between these two. And supremacy of pure bhakti as usual. Always pure bhakti is always superior than any other karma yoga, jnana yoga, or other ashtanga yoga. Even ashtanga yoga is not recommended because bhakti is the main predominant. So supremacy of pure bhakti in attaining Krishna. Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha. Akshara Brahma Yoga. Ata Ashtamo Dhyayah. This 8th chapter. Arjuna Uvacha. Kim Tad Brahma Kim Adhyatmam. Kim means what? So Kim Tad Brahma. What is Brahma? Kim Adhyatmam. Kim Karma Purushottama. Adhibhutam Cha Kim Protam. Adhidevam Kim Uchyate. All these Adhidevam is what is Adhidevam? What is Adhibhutam? And what Karma? What is Karma? Again, he's getting confused because already 3rd chapter, everything we have discussed. Still, he is asking that, getting clarified. That's all. So Arjuna inquired, oh my Lord, oh Supreme Person, what is Brahman? And Brahman we see all, in the 1st chapter, what did we see? We can realize God in 3 different ways. One is Brahman Rupa, the other one is 4-handed Rupa, that is, which is Paramatma Rupa, or 2-handed form, like normal human being type, 2-handed form, which is called Bhagavan Rupa. So there are 3 ways of understanding God. That is also Brahman, he says, and now he is getting confused with, because we have to attain that Brahman level. When you do all the japa tapa and all, when you do, you attain that Brahman level, you see. So he's getting a little confused. So who is that Brahman? What is that? And what is self? Then who am I? That self, who is control? We are making all these activities in this body. So who am I? What self? What is that? Adhyatma. Then what are the fruitive activities? Karma means what? Fruitive activity. And what is without any fruitive activity? That is called akarma. So he is asking what is karma and what is his material manifestation and what are the demigods? Please explain. Yeah. And again he continues. Adi yajnakatam kotra dehe asmin madhusudana prayana kale chakatam yeyo asi niyatatma vihi. Who is the Lord of sacrifice? When you do yajna, when you do that japa, or when you do when you meditate and all, on which Lord we are meditating, which form of yours we are meditating. So, and that he wants to know. And how does he live in this body? The same Paramatma is living in his body, everyone's body. So how is he living? Where is he living? Oh Madhusudana. And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? That is also he wants to know. Because this chapter is related to that. Whatever you think at the time of death, you will either go to that abode or you will only become like that. So that we will see. So Brahman, that is soul. So that is what Jivatma, the indestructible living entity. Then Adhyatma, who is Adhyatma, the controller of the body. Who is controlling? The Atma which is there inside needs the body to do all the activities. Still, there are three modes which is also affecting. But the Atma thinks he is only doing. No, with the help of three modes, it is putting our body into use. If the Atma is not there inside, if he travels outside, if he goes outside, body cannot do anything. It will be like a dead body. Because that Atma is there, we are able to talk, think, and laugh, and smile, and do all activities and all. So all this is because of Atma. So who is the controller of the body? Atma. Again, same, self, Jivatma. Karma, that which is work or fruitive activities. Actions leading to material body. What is karma? Whatever action we do in one particular janma, according to that action, you will get next body. If you are doing very pious activity, that this and that, either you will get Goloka Vrindavan ticket, or what you will become, you will be born again, but in a very decent and nice and wealthy family, so that you can, right from day one, you can start your bhajan kirtan. You need not have to bother to have to study, have to make money. I'm not very economically, we are not very well off, so I need to take up a job also. I mean, we will not bother about those things, because you will be placed in such a way like things are settled. So that is what is so our karma depends. Our karma will judge which form we will take in the next birth. Then Adibhuta. What is Adibhuta? The nature. Material nature is called Adibhuta. Material manifestation. What is that nature? Nature, you know what is. Those things. It includes, no, the Adibhuta is the nature. And Adideva. Adideva includes demigods also. And see, we say, like there is a calamity, there's a flood, then there's a drought, and there's a heavy downpour and all that. So Adideva, you can't control it. It's all some power, like demigod ka power. So all these things we say Adideva, universal form which includes all demigods. Then Adi Yajna, whatever you offer in the in Yajna. So who is the Vokta? Who is the person? Which God is taking all that benefit? Is Paramatma. The Om you say, and you offer all that prayers, and you do all that yajna and all. Who takes all that? Who is the Bhokta in that? It's the Paramatma. He is the enjoyer of sacrifice. And where does that Adi Yajna reside? He is residing in everyone's heart, every living being's heart. How to remember Krishna at the time of death? By practicing, remembering God throughout life. So because we won't know when is that, even the date of death, birth can be determined, but date of death cannot be determined. Any time just slip. If you're dying, you can die. Any cough, heart, gone. Nowadays, so anybody can, all hail and hearty, they must be speaking, and suddenly you will get a news, oh, he's no more. What happened? No idea. They blame the heart only. They say major heart attack, they don't say, but some they say. Even doctors are confused actually. Okay, now let's go here. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Then now Bhagavan is replying to whatever the questions were asked to him. So he is replying. Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavo Adhyatma Muchyate Bhuta Bhavo Bhavakaro Visarga Karma Sanjitaha. Yeah. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said that indestructible, what is that Atma which is indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman. That is our, I used to always say, even we ourselves, we as a Atma, we are also Satchitananda. So we are also transcendental. But due to this contamination, because we are in this material world, we are getting contaminated. Because of the senses, see something, one thing we are hearing other than godly, scriptural things we listen, we are getting attracted to all that glittering, anything is glittering, which is all Maya, Shakti, everything is glittering for us. So we are getting diverted away from the Lord. So otherwise we as a soul, very transcendental, and we are all indestructible also, ever living, and that living entity is called, that Atma is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the self. Action pertaining to the development of these material bodies of the living entities is called karma. So as you like too much of sexual indulgence, next janma will be born as a dog. Too much of eating anything and everything I need to taste. Then you'll be next janma, you'll become a pig. Here again it's given. This is what Dan. He's doing Dan. Then he goes to Goloka Vrindavan. I think this should be Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. Then one person, he goes to temple and always worship the Lord. Yes. Then he also goes to. Then this must be something different. No, he's giving Dan with a maybe fruitive expectation. So he goes to higher loka. But Ramba, Urvashi and all dancing. No, it is only Punya. He's doing Punya Karma, but to enjoy that Punya Karma, he goes to the higher Loka. All the Punya Karma gets repeated. When it becomes zero, again he comes back to this world. So this is that what the top planets, the higher planets. He goes to the higher planets, and that is called Ramba Urvashi dancing. And this is Goloka. A person who is totally devoted in Bhagwan ka service, anything, Bhagwan, this devotional service includes everything. Learning Bhagavad Gita is also one of the services only. Not necessarily exactly you have to do Jadu Pocha and all. That is you can do teaching the way what I'm doing. I'm also a student, but then you can do whatever you know, you can impart the knowledge. So, or else you can do some admin work, you can do some technical. If you're very technically sound, then we put advertisement, not advertisement, we put it. We are, I don't know much about technical part. We have in Facebook and all, we upload all those things and all. So we have a site, not site, what we call page. Facebook page. So people may be questioning there. You can put something. So all the technical things are all there. So that also, if you're very technical savvy, that also you can do some service. So those things are also service. But learning, attending the class itself is a service. So here somebody is giving lectures. Attend, give your ears, give some time. Doing japa is a devotional service. All these things. When you do that, definitely there is a reservation ticket in to go to Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah, so then action pertaining to the development of these material bodies of the living entity is called karma. Because of our fruitive activities, we get, according to our activities, we get another karma. Yeah, so now, Adi Bhutam Ksharo Bhavaha Purushascha Chadi Daivatam Adi Yagmyo Aham Evatra Dehe Deha Bratambara. Now, he says, oh, best of embodied beings, the physical nature is constantly changing. Our physical nature means what? The body of a person or body of anybody, it keeps changing. Like we can also see 2 years before how we were thin and slim, maybe possible. Or we were fat, now we are trim, anything can be. So it keeps changing. So it's called Adibhuta, the material manifestation, changes. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, like those of the sun, moon, is called Adideva. These all included in Adideva. And I, the Supreme Lord, Krishna says, I, the Supreme Lord, represented as a super soul in the heart of every embodied being, I am called Adideva, or Adi Yajna, the Lord of sacrifice. This is Paramatma. As a super soul, he is residing in everyone's heart as Paramatma, and he is the Lord of the sacrifice. Means whatever sacrifice you do, Homa and all you put, or somebody meditating. So all that is also a sacrifice. No, he sacrifices everything and sitting in meditation. So that is also this. So who is Bhokta of that benefit? Who takes? It is when you do all that yajna and all, who is the benefiting deity? He is Krishna himself, but in the form of 400 form, super soul or Paramatma. So here it's shown in, butterfly stage, we all must be learned in school also. Okay? So the changes in butterfly form is very easily noticeable. That's why always in science lab and all, they normally teach this. Not lab, I mean, in the book, science book and all, it is always shown. Like first, it will lay eggs. Immediately, when that larva is become, it becomes like a big larva. Then it becomes pupa. Like this, it becomes. Yeah, become like this, chrysalis or something. And then after within a week, within 4-5 days, it becomes larva. Within 4-5 days or a week's time, it becomes pupa. Within a few days' time, slowly the egg gets open and it will all be stuck. Everything will be stuck. Slowly it will try to open its wings. And once it gets full wings, all not touching its body, it's becoming very light and it will start flying also. So within 20 days, 25 days, you can see the form, how easily it becomes taking a form. And so this is what is called as physical nature is always changing. That example is shown here. And it becomes a beautiful butterfly. Yes. Antakalecham, this is another topic. Antakalecham, this is last during your death time. Antakalecham eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasyatra samshayah. No samshayam. Samshayam means what? Doubt. No, nasti atra. Don't ever have any doubt. There's no doubt. What? No doubt. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Immediately they will be There's a reservation ticket. No RAC, no waiting list and all. There's a reserved category. You will be immediately placed in Goloka Vrindavan. Of this, there is no doubt. But how many of us can do that? Because when the death comes, we won't be in a conscious state. It seems it will sting as if like 100, 1,000 scorpions. When it stings, even one scorpion stings, it will be so painful. It will be so very painful, like as if 1,000 scorpions are stinging me. So that's what I heard. I've not experienced. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I've experienced, but I don't remember. Last journey, what happened, I don't know. Maybe kuch to acha kaam kiya karke, no, we are in ISKCON, taken a human form. We are all in the same, for that matter, we have done good karma in the last janma. That's why we got some ISKCON jaisa, good, like Acharya only. ISKCON is as good as not in one Acharya form. There are many Acharya who are holding our hand and taking to the right path. So we are all really blessed soul. Yes, so there is no doubt that you people, at the end of his life, when he remembers me and he just dies, he leaves his body, he's sure to come to my abode. There's no doubt about it. And there's one small narration which is come from Mahabharata, Vanaparva, 3:1 ka 3:13.116. It is given in Bhagavatam also as Yaksha Prashna 7.2.57. What is that? We will see. He's saying, the shlokas goes like this: Ahani bhutani gachanti yamalayam seshaha stavaram ichanti kim ascharyam atah param. Ascharya, what ascharya? Hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment. Open the news channel, either bomb blast or some calamity, some building broke down, that, this, or Kisi ko maar diya, literally killing somebody, or Naxalite and that, this, and you just say, oh, so sad, our neighbor, that fellow died, he died, she died, and all that. What about us? More that can come to us also. So how many of us are prepared for it? We never talk about our death. We always talk about so much savings. I have to, all the 10 years plan I have to buy a house, I have to get married, I have to have kids, and so much planning. I have to get married. For that, I have to accumulate so much, then I have to buy a car. All this we plan. So then we are not prepared to die at all. And there is no guarantee that we are going to live for so long. So how many of us are ready to face that? We never plan for that. So hundreds and thousands of living entities meet death at every moment, but a foolish living being nonetheless thinks himself deathless and does not prepare for death. This is the most wonderful thing in this world. That is what Yudhishthira says, and he was let go because that Yaksha who asked the question, he said, yes, that is the right thing. He asked some 126 questions, 125 questions. I will explain here. Next slide, I will read that. Yeah, Vanaparva. At the end of 12 years of exile, these Pandavas were in exile, not 12 years. On the 13th year is Ajnatamas. Ajnatam is nobody should recognize them. When one person is, oh, you're Arjuna, oh, you're Yudhishthira, gone. Again, they have to go back to that, they have to undergo the same 12 years exile period. So they have to, everybody got separated. Arjuna became some female form, and he was working as a dancer or something. The other person, I think Bhima took the form of as a cook. And like that, everybody got scattered and everybody were, in the Ajnatamas means what? Nobody should recognize them like that. So at the end of 12 years of exile, the time came for the Pandavas to live in hiding at Ajnatamasa. While they were discussing their course of action, where we'll go, we should not meet each other. That way, they were discussing. They met a Brahmin. He complained that a deer had taken his arani by its antlers. Arani is what? It's a type of a wood. When you rub it against another wood, fire will be created. They don't use matchbox like us or lighter matchbox. They don't use. So to light a fire for yajna and all, they need that arani, wood. So the Brahmin said, my arani wood was taken by the deer in his antlers. So I'm searching for him, Now how will I do my yajna and all? A pair of wooden, so what is arani? A pair of wooden sticks that make fire by friction. So he could not light the fire for Vedic ritual. So I'm unable to start my Vedic ritual because that arani woods are taken by the deer. So the Pandavas set out to retrieve the Brahmin's armor and followed the deer hoof tracks. They're just seeing, oh, kidhar pair ka nishan hai. So, oh, you must have gone this way, karke. They are trying to get the, that wooden thing. So they're following that footsteps. While pursuing the mysterious deer, Yudhishthira felt tired and thirsty. So his brother Nakula went out to fetch water. He said, okay, don't worry, we'll wait here. I'll get some water. We'll let us be energetic and go. And found a beautiful lake. The lake was devoid of any life except a crane. Only one crane was there. There was no other living being. So when he tried to draw water from the lake, the crane said, oh, Nakula, if you do not answer my question satisfactorily, the water of this lake will turn into poison. Nakula ignored. What are you talking? Let me drink and no, I will. So, but then Nakula ignored the crane and hurriedly drank the poisoned water and died. Then came Sahadeva. Because Nakula didn't come back, Sahadeva said, what happened? Then he went. Sahadeva, Nakula's twin, came looking for his brother and found the same lake. Nakula dead, and the crane alerted him, but Sahadeva too ignored the crane and drank the water and died. One after the other, Arjuna and Bhima met the same fate. When none of his brothers returned with water, Yudhishthira followed the path to the lake. He found them all dead. Before searching for his brother's killer, he decided to drink some water from the lake. But when Crane warns him, he realizes that Crane holds the answer to the turn of events. Whatever has happened it's because of this Crane. So let me understand what he's going to say. So he's getting prepared to the turn of events and agrees to answer his question. The crane then revealed itself as an action. The yaksha itself as a yaksha became a form, took a form, and he started asking. The yaksha asked Yudhishthira around 125 questions on God, metaphysics, philosophy, and similar topics. And all the answers were told. All the answers were right. Right means it was satisfactory to this yaksha, and he was all this. Whoever all this, other brothers, they were all came to life and everything was good, happy end. But all these things are given in our Bhagavatam. So you can go to Bhagavatam and learn. In that one of the question was, what is the Ashcharyachana, what is the surprising thing? That is people like us who's not prepared for the death. They forget that the death will come to me also. Yes. So next is yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam evaiti konteya sada tad bhava bhavitah. This story is there behind. This is the Bharata story that we will see later. Whatever, I think whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. You think of cockroach, you die, you will become a cockroach. You think of mosquito, you will become a mosquito. So better think of Krishna, and go. You won't become Krishna, at least you'll go to Krishna's abode. Quick ticket to go to Krishna's lokais, you say Krishna and die. But we do not know when the death will come. So prepare. Abhi se chalu karna hai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Every time you keep saying. So anytime death comes also, your mind will be continuing. You may not be in a conscious state. Your mouth may not be saying, but our mind will be just like, it lingers. When you hear good music, what happens is after the music gets over, it keeps lingering. That sweet music will be lingering, right? Same thing is with our mind. When we put it to use, we just keep chanting on and often. Our mind will just keep recording. Just what karke will keep we need not have to say, but the things will be good. Chanting will be going on in our mind. Yes. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya cha mayyarpita mano buddhir mam evaishyasya asamshaya. Again, one word asamshaya came. Means what? Don't worry, I'm there. No doubt at all, he says. No doubt. What is that no doubt? Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. Krishna means what? That 200 form. You always think of me. And at the same time, carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. So what message is giving us? Whatever is your duty. If you're working, please go to work. If you're studying, please study. Don't take leave and go. No, Mathaji bola hai, ISKCON, they say, no, Hare Krishna naam jap karke baithna hai. Then you fail your exam, don't blame me then. Because Bhagavad Gita mein, Krishna doesn't say, just keep praying me, leave all your work. He doesn't say. He told Arjuna, just you keep fighting. You continue your work, but just think of me. Back of your mind, always think Krishna is there for me. And whatever you have a bit with detached mind, you just carry on your work. Carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Again, asamshaya. Whenever this comes, means what? He's assuring. So many shlokas he's assuring. He's not an ordinary person who said, tumko kya hai, kuch bechne ka hai. No, we say, no, the marketing people, when they come, what, your product? No, so you say good things only. We don't trust him. Because yeah, तुमको तो target achieve करना है, you get some benefit, you get some, commission and also you're, so we don't, यहाँ पे भगवान खुद ही बोल रहे हैं कि like, you will definitely come to me. So are we not supposed to take him seriously? No need of procrastinating. Every day is the right day to start that. So Ganesh Chaturthi भी शुरू हो रहा है, तो let us take it as very seriously. Start chanting. At least one round of chanting, like Mathaji did very quickly. That comes with practice. Otherwise, you take your own time. It may take 15 minutes. ठीक है ना? Out of 24 hours, 15 minutes can't you take for Lord's for taking Lord's Day? Everybody is doing that, and I'm very sure our class students will also do it. Because the way you people come and attend, that itself is, I met a pickle way. For me, like, whoever comes and attending, this is the time, like, people normally eat and then they just take some nap. Okay, students, yeah, I understand. But here, no students come. I think 1 or 2 students are there. Otherwise, restaurant working professionals. So, actually, to take out time is very, very surprising. Because when I was working, I was totally tied up. No, I can't even think of home or anything. Work. Of course, I was in private company, so good that I became, I'm retired, I'm relaxing now. Okay, so what he says, you will attend me without fail because you have to think of me. Then Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasananya Gamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Partanu Chintayan. He who meditates me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated, Ananya Bhakti we say, no, that is what is called. This is undeviated from the path. Because Isanic 18 days say, yes, I'm very devoted. 3 o'clock I will attend, 4:30 I will not utter a single word, totally engrossed. After the 18th day, 19th day, oh no, over now. Abhi देखेंगे अगला month 18 days आएगा तो then I'll register. No, this is only a path shown to you. Everybody should be. See, I'm also a student like you. Even I now, because I'm in a different level, 6th level, I get only once in a week. I get my class only on Sundays. So one Sunday I do all that work, then I will not, I can't do that. Whatever is said, japa karna hai hai. Morning, early morning we get up for Mangalarti, we have to get up. In fact, Mangalarti is only at 4:30. I get up at 3:15, much earlier. Even I have to put the alarm off. I don't dare to put it off permanently because kabhi neend lag jayega to I need that alarm. But then we are so used to it. Our body's got, trained so much. Even if you even if you think of sleeping, no, you don't get sleep. Your body clock will say it's time, get up. So automatically you get up and you start your japa, tapa, and all that things will start. So this is what, and his mind constantly engaged in remembering it. Make it a habit and it will be by practice. He will always remember, the devotee will remember the Lord and undeviated from the path, and he who partha is sure to reach me. यहाँ पे किधर sure दिया है, परमं पुरुषम दिव्यम याति पार्थानु चिंतयन्. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasana. I don't know which word is referring to sure in this. Okay. Now there is a story about Ajamila, about a good person. He was a good person. He is basically a good person only. So in a town called Kanyagupta, there was a Brahmin called Ajamila. He was very good, doing all as a Brahmin. What all expected out of a Brahmin is to do, nitya karma diya hai. Morning utne par kya karna hai. Everything, morning, evening, everything, he was doing properly. But one day he saw a couple in this very compromising state, and he said, oh, is it very, very interesting? Is it that gives happiness also? As it is, I'm very happy. So what is this happiness? Let me also, get married and let me also taste that. Let me also understand what is that taste. So he lost all Brahmin, there was a Brahmin named Ajamil. He lost all Brahmin qualities by marrying a prostitute. Then again, after that also, he was very happy. He got married. He was very loving his wife. He got many kids, enjoying. But how to feed them? He's not a very well-off person, right? He's not a king or something. Then he used to do all dacoity and kill and all that he started doing. He spent 88 years of his life engaging in all kinds of sinful activities like killing, robbing, gambling, and cheating to maintain his wife and children and so on. He had 10 sons. The name of the last son was Narayana. Ajamilan became very fond of that. Anybody, in our house also, any small child will always get, attracted to that. It's way of talking, walking, and all that. So he got very attracted. He used to always call him, come here, Narayana, come here, and all that. So Ajamila became very fond of that child because of his infantile speech and behavior. Pulavi always cherished that child with abundance of love and said, well, what is that Pulavi again? Narayana, come here. Narayana, eat this. Every now and then he used to call that child and called him by name several times and lived in his memory. He did not even feel that death was approaching. He's 88 years old. Anytime that death will knock, and say, come, it's time up. So he was not prepared also. He was enjoying his life. So one day what happened, then death definitely it has to come. So it came. So one day Ajamila saw men with a terrible appearance coming towards him. So distraught, he called out his son, Narayana. He got very frightened. He called out, no, Narayana and all that. He called loudly. Even though Ajamila uttered the divine name of the Lord out of fear, Vishnu's messengers immediately came there. Vishnu's messenger, the Chakra and the Garuda and messengers are all, hey, kidhar, who is my devotee? Who is our, mera master ka devotee? Chalo, leave. Then it means they are there to protect. Just take the name of the Lord in whatever manner. You may not even mean it. You just said, just one Krishna ka name somebody is having, just Krishna, the devotees are, the Dutas will come. Yes, you want something? We are there. So very interesting stories are there. Very nice it will be. Even though Ajamla uttered the divine name of the Lord out of fear, Vishnu's messengers immediately came there and prevented Yama's messenger from taking Ajamla's life. Now, then argument took place between these. So all that story is there. Then they go empty-handed. Then he's asking who? Yama is asking, hey, what happened? What? I told you to get that life. You didn't get. That is today is the last day of his life. You have to get him. So he said, no. What happened is he called out Narayana out of fear. He called out his son's name, and then all this Vishnu Dutas came. They fought with us. They said, no, he has taken God's name. So you go. They didn't allow us to take this name. Oh, is it that way? Oh, he's a devotee, right? Okay. Then you can't play with him. Then leave him. Even what Yama says, oh, he's a devotee because he just by chance he took that Narayana name, no? So he's become a devotee. So you can't go there. You can't harm him. Leave it. So they just came back. The Yamaraja advised his messenger to leave. Vishnu's protection for devotees. And this is what we have to learn. So Abhishek what? Without any reference, I can just call my friend's name Krishna, Rama, my friend's name. No, not like that. It is said like he was a very pious man. So all his like a karma also will have effect. But then even if by innocently you take God's name also, God is there to protect us. That is what we have to understand. Vishnu's protection for devotees. Taking the Lord's name destroys sins. Then what? Oh, sorry. Then what happened is, after listening to the discourse between Yama's messenger and Vishnu's messenger, he's looking, oh, what is this? These two people are fighting. I just said, he just called out his son's name. Still, Yamadutas, Yamadutas could not take his life, and Vishnu Dutas won, and they were saying, no, Bhagwan ka naam liya. So he's just hearing this conversation and all. And what? Messengers and Vishnu's messengers, Ajamla was able to understand the theological doctrines of the relationship between living beings and the Supreme Lord. Oh, is this a relationship? And you just need to take God's name and he's there to protect me. He understands everything. He was a very great devotee only. Then he was now a completely pure devotee. So he was able to recall all the sins he had committed and was very sorry for doing this. So he lived his life in devotion to the Lord. After that, he lived his life, very pious life. And after many years, he ascended the Vaikuntha Vimana and reached Vaikuntha. So he lived good life, and then he changed life and all. And later, see, this is how we'll be taken care, right? It is not like chauffeur-driven car. ऐसा नहीं कि चलो दो लोग का वृंदावन आ जाओ. GPS system, they will come. Take us by hand, make us sit in that big chariot. It's a Vimana. They will take us. That is how we reach Goloka Vrindavan. Because we do not know. The GPS system doesn't work also. Whoever has gone there they are not there to guide us also. So how will we go? We do not know the way. So they will come and take us. Kavimpura, there's one more story, okay. Kavimpuranam Manushasitaram Manoraniyam Saman Anusmaredyaha Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastar. So these are all the qualities of the Lord. How are we supposed to think of the Lord and meditate upon him? When you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, you're just closing your eyes and think of what? Not something else. Only Krishna's form. And not only his form. Who is he? What is he? He is Kavim. Kavim is what? One should meditate upon Supreme Person as the one who knows everything. Kavim. And he's a Puranam. He's a very old person. Actually, he has taught Bhagavad Gita to son-law, sun god. So old he must be. Very Purana Admi. So he is coming. That's a Puranam. What is it? As who is the oldest, who is the controller, and Nushasitaram, everything he controls. And who is smaller than the smaller. Anu Raniyam, like Anu. He's smaller than the Anu. Anu is the atom. He's smaller than the smallest. Who is the maintainer of everything. Who is beyond all material conception. Who is inconceivable. Can't imagine how he will look or what form he will take and how he is. Everywhere he is pervaded. And who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental beyond this material nature. So all these things you should remember God as with all these attributes, and then you should meditate upon the Lord as real, but supreme person. We are paying obeisances and we are remembering him. That such sort of a feeling we should have. Yeah. प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणम आवेश सम्य भ्रुव मध्ये is the two bhruva. Bhruva means what? The eyebrows. See, bro, eyebrows, and then you have to keep your life in that what life? Life force. Satam param purusham upaiti divyam. What he says? One who at the time of death fixes his life hair between the two eyebrows, and by the strength of yoga, people who do yoga practice very seriously, and they have the mystic power with them. So they can just hold everything, hold that breath in that, two eyebrows ke beech mein we have to concentrate, and by the strength of yoga, with an undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain the Supreme Personality of God. Such people will also attain the Divya, Upaiti. Divya means Divya place. That abode. Bhagavan ka abode is Divya, and people will, such people who are yogic mystics, they will also reach up. But it is very too much of thing, So ordinary people like us, we can't do. So only too much of practice it requires. Such people will also reach the Lord. Ananyachetaha satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. For one who always remembers me without deviation. For us, this is good. Like we just sit anywhere, close your eyes, think of the Lord, and keep doing japa. So what? He always remembers me without deviation. I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. So when you always think of the Lord, any action you perform, you keep remembering Lord. Tomorrow is 9th chapter is very good about bhakti. Okay, please do not miss. So in that it comes, whatever you eat, whatever you wear, whatever you do, whatever charity you do, everything you do with the thought of Bhagavan ko. I'm offering everything because of the Lord, as an offering to the Lord. Like that. Then I am easy to obtain. So I'll just read once again. For one who always remembers me without deviation, that is Ananya Bhakti, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement in devotions. Not only during Japa time he is doing that, then afterwards he forgets. No, any action he does, he thinks of the Lord, praise him, one will be the Namaskar or one Hare Krishna Nam Japa, and then he performs all his activities. And such person will also attain the Supreme Abode. मामुपेति पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयम शाश्वतम नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः संसिद्धिं परमां गताः. See, like this, many vehicles will go, they will take us, okay. Only that we won't be in this form, we will all be in Sukshma Sharira. It will not be seen through naked eye. But here we have to show something. If this is not shown, the soul and Sukshma Sharira will go to the abode, this Bhagavan ka mountain. So after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world. Because this is what? Dukkhalayam. This temporary world is what? Not only earth, right from Brahma Loka se likhe niche Patal. Right from all that 14 lokas are all Dukkhalayam, Ashaswatam. So when we take rebirth, not necessary in earth, we may be placed in Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, anywhere we can become a snake and we'll be lying there. Or we can become demigods also. If we have too much of good qualities in us, we can become a demigod also. We'll be living in Brahma also. We can be Brahma also. So anywhere we will be placed. But we don't want to be here because of the entire 14 local, and it's not one on Brahmanda. There are plenty of Brahmanda. Anywhere we will be put as a, we can take rebirth. So, but we don't want to be here because the entire, all this Brahmanda, it's all Dukhalayam, Ashaswatam. Ashaswatam is, it's all temporary. It's not a permanent place, and it's full of miseries. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection. Where God's about, once you go there, you don't come back. You don't take rebirth at all. So everybody is actually, this light was there. So I said, I will not delete it. Even Brahma or Shiva, everybody is, Shiva is always on meditation. Meditating on whom? Krishna only. And Brahma is also meditating. He is also meditating on Krishna. And Brahma ka main kya hai? All these devas and asuras ka always there will be fight, right? So they need to, there should be some solution. So they'll come to Brahma. Brahma, do something. See this asura, they don't allow us to do any, perform any yajna, tapas and all that. So they always like miscreant, they're doing some, disturbance. So get us some solution. Then he will go to meditation. He will be on meditation, and through meditation, he will get reply from the Lord. The Lord will instruct him, don't worry, I'll take the form of a fish or a pig or this or that, or you'll come as a form as a child, human form I'll take. I will do always whatever is correction has to be done, I'll come and do everything. So this is what reply he gets. And once he comes out of that meditation, he will pass on that information to the demigods. So Brahma personally meditates on Vishnu to get message from the Lord, which he conveys to Devas. Yahan pe bhi Shiva narrates the holy Bhagavad Purana to Parvati. I think yesterday we discussed that. The Parvati was told about this, about Krishna's and all, Krishna's forms, Rupa and all that story she was hearing. But ultimately, dekha to, she had gone to sleep. Her pet parrot was listening. Who is he? He is Shukadeva Goswami. He was listening and he became great saint. That we saw yesterday. Yeah. And this is another story, the Bharata story. So Bharat Maharaj was a king and left his kingdom. He was a very good, great king, but he felt, now it's time for me to take sannyas, hand over everything to the children, wife and everything. Now you take care. I'm going to live in the jungle and only do yajna, tapas, and think of only God, nothing else. So he left his kingdom, wife, kids, and everyone, and went to stay in forest for renunciation and devotional service and sacrifice to Krishna. He became attached to a deer. How? It was pregnant. One deer became pregnant. So, a deer was pregnant. So this lion was, following it or hunt karne ke liye. So the deer was, very terribly, he was pregnant. The deer was pregnant and he was trying to cross the river, but he lost his life. The mother deer lost his life, lost her life, but the child was born. And so when the small baby deer was born, and he was all the more, compassionate towards the deer, he took care of that, because the lion is it's a jungle, right? So any wild animal can come and kill. So he took too much of care of the deer, and time pe unko doodh pilana, taking care, what's wild jungle, don't go there, don't go here, come, I will be taking care of you. So his purpose of coming to jungle is got lost. He was supposed to do all this, that he forgot, and he was trying to take, he was taking care of the small kid, that deer kid. And the time came and he was about to die. And that time what happens is, he's all the more overwhelmed. Oh no, what will happen? No, I'm going to die. Who will take care of my deer? Oh God, my dear, oh my dear, what can the matter be? That song, we can remember. So he's too much of attached to the deer, and he lives his life thinking of the deer. And what he takes the form? He takes the form of a deer in the next Janma. Just because he was a very pious soul, he remembered when he became deer, he remembered, oh God, what have I done? Just because of, not that we should take care of all, we should be compassionate, we should be, taking care of all this, but not devote entire time on all this. And because of that, I've taken the form of deer. Abhi isko to khatam karna hai, all the deer has to die. So, but as a deer, he was not getting attached to any of the other deers or any other, his community. He was always roaming around this hermitage and, all the pious people, all the sages and all. So always come near that, listen to them, look at them. He can't even speak. As a deer, what can he do? He can't do japa, he can't do anything. He wasted that life. But then he remembered, because he was a great soul, he remembered his past, but he was not getting attached to any other, his community deer and all that. Just in that only. And his one, see, their life is all short only, let's say maybe some short years. He he died, and then next he became Jatabarda. Now we will read this. He became attached to a deer. He was pregnant. It was pregnant. Deer was pregnant. Lion was chasing in the river. Deer delivered. Mother deer died. Baby deer was with him in the ashram. He started liking the deer. Got attached to it. Attached with it. He forgot devotional service. He was always thinking of the deer. At the time of his death, he was thinking of the deer as to who will take care of deer, and died. So he was born as a deer. There are Bhagavatam stories. Okay. Then he became a deer, and when he took the form of a deer also, he would remember all his foolishness, what he did, and then he ended that life also. Ended means naturally died. Okay. And then the third backstory. Then the third Janma, he became, he was born in a Brahmin family. Gives up the body of the deer and was reborn again. Born as Jadabarat. His name was Jadabarat in the third Janma. In the Brahmin clan of sage Angirasa. By the grace of Lord, remembers his previous births. He still remembers of what he was earlier. Then what he became, deer. Now what is he? Then he became very clear in his mind. I'm not going to talk to anybody, not look at anybody, not get attached to anybody. Every time I will be just thinking of the Lord only, because any small deviation gone, then I will be again, I'll be reborn in any other form also. So he was actually behaving like a madman. Nobody was respecting. We can find that street and all, some people will be just sitting and also we think dirty person, not taken bath, not all. I mean, clumsy, very clumsy they look and all. We do not know. They may be saint also, okay. But I really, after reading this story, this story, Jadabarda story, I used to always feel pity for such people who sit like that. So he was not talking to anybody, so everybody thought he's a madman who's sitting. So nobody used to talk to him. Even if anybody comes to talk also, he will not look at them, not talk to them, because he doesn't want to get deviated. I am thinking only of Lord. That is how he was behaving. So by the grace of Lord, remembers his previous birth, Jatabarda. So once what happened, that Rahugana, there was a king called Rahugana. So the one man was left. It has to be, the palanquin has to be lifted. So there was a shortage of one man. So all these people said, oh, the baita hai na, chalo usko bula lo, usko kaam hi kya hai? He doesn't understand anything, just sitting like a madman. Hey, chalo, utao, just lift it. So he said, okay, he comes, he's lifting. But how he walks, with limping, jumping, and crossing and all that. So the palanquin is just not in proper it was just dwindling. And he gets angry. The king gets angry. He says, what? You can't even lift a palanquin and walk properly. You don't do any work and nothing. Can't you? Then he says, no, actually, so many ants are passing by, so many small insects are there. I'm just taking care of not stamping on them and killing them. तब भी इनको समझ में, oh, this is not an ordinary man. He gets down. He says, who are you? You are not you don't seem to be an ordinary person. You are really a saint. Then he gives all the good lectures about Atma Jnana. Atma means God. Uska pura jnana he is giving. So Jadabarda carrying King Rahugana's palanquin, he stops and moves, crossing the ants which crawl along the way. Palanquin shakes badly. King scolds him. Jadabarda preaching the king about self-enlightenment. Then he realizes that he becomes his devotee. Yeah, so that is one more story we saw. Yeah, all related to our today's chapter only. Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna Mamu Petya Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world, which is Brahma Loka, to the lowest world, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, which is Patal. All are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death takes place. But one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. They never come back and take a birth. So what is this? Earth at war. Always in earth, what happens? Anytime bomb blast, anytime Naxalites or anything, natural train collided, gone. Anything happens, drought or famine or something, flood and all that. And in heaven also, always Devas and Asuras, they always fight. So there also no peace. Hell is also equally what? Worst. Hell is just pain. It is just pain. So where is the solace? Where you can live in peace? None of the places. So only place is So this is what's right from highest planet to the lowest. Everything is the places of misery only. The only place which we can have nice, comfortable life is Goloka Vrindavan. Once you go there, you don't take a birth again. You'll be living there permanently because we were all there only. We have, due to some mistake, due to some jidd, we have come here. No, we do not know how to go back. We take each form and we are just, taking one form and we are living here. So now since we know how to, there is a path going there. Now we know the path, we should take up the path and we should escape from this. Okay, Sahasrayuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Viduhu Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam Te Aho Ratra Vido Janaha. By human calculation, 1,000 ages that we saw in fourth chapter also. This is just a quick. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of Brahma's one day. And such also is the duration of his night. So our 2,000 ages will become his one day and night together. Then avyaktadyaktayaha sarvaha prabhavanti ar agame ratri agame praliyante tatraivakyakta sanjake. At the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest. So what will happen till that time? How we get up. See, at night everything will be shant. You can actually watch here also. But as the day is progressing, birds chirping, horning, honking, and all, everything. Children crying, young children, playing and all that. But once the night sets in and slowly midnight and all, pin drop silence, everything except for dog barking. Otherwise, it will be everything in the, as if everything is in the unmanifest state. Same thing you can correlate here also. During Brahma's night, everything will be in the unmanifested form. Whichever form we have taken, everything will become unmanifested and will all remain like this. Again, when his day breaks, when the day comes, then we all get manifested. We take one form and we take. So that is how the calculation is done. So at the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state. And thereafter, when the night falls, they all merge into unmanifest state again, unmanifest again. Bhutagramase evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratri agame avashaha partha prabhavati ahar agame. Again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. Again and again, this keeps happening. But the duration, I said, long duration. It's not so easy. And this is not pralay. This is a small pralay. Mahapralay is everything. Even Brahma will get annihilated. That is Mahapralay. It's and now this is Parastasmatu Bhavo Anyo Avyakto Avyakta Sanatanaha Yassa Sarveshu Bhuteshu Nasyatsu Na Vinashyati. Yet there is another nature. There's another place is there, which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifest and unmanifested matter. Whether it is manifested or unmanifested, doesn't matter. There is another place where we all are, we all are eligible to go. And what is that? It is supreme and it's never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is, which is called Goloka Vrindavan. So about Goloka Vrindavan, many shlokas will come, we'll see. So this is the once people go there, they don't take birth again. That is always a blissful place. Now, what is that Goloka Vrindavan? Where it is situated, we will see. So this is like Brahmanda, okay, 14 loka. So 14 loka mein beach mein that earth is there. So like this, how many Brahmandas are there? Wherever you can see that golden egg, can you see golden balls? That is all Brahmanda. In each Brahmanda, one earth will be there. Atala, Vitala, Sutta, all will be there. Men will be there in there, all ants and everything, all living beings will be there. And above all this is Bhagwan Kaulok, Goloka Vrindavan. And it has been zoomed. And inside that is being zoomed and it is shown. This is actually where he resides with Radha. Okay. Goloka. Goloka. We can say Goloka. In Sanskrit, it's called Goloka. Also known as Gauloka or Goloka Vrindavana or Radha Krishna Loka or Gokula. All different names. Is the eternal supreme abode of Lord Krishna and Radha. In the Bhagavad Purana, Krishna is especially portrayed as the highest person who resides in Goloka. There are all evidences there, all scriptural evidences there. So if nothing, somebody has cooked up a story, made a story, and we are listening to story, no, everything has reference. What reference? That is also given. In which Padma Purana mein kaun sa verse batao. You can refer. Yes, it is given. Now it has been zoomed further, and so we can see the top portion. Zoom means the top portion we can see. This is inside, this is Radharanika, and Krishna is staying, and all that outside Saraswati, all the demigods, and some I can't even see actually. But in case you people are interested in buying this, there is a Goloka chart available in our ISKCON Mangalore. The very less cost 600. 600, I think now 600, 650, 700, not more than that. It will be very huge. It will be 6 by almost 3, little less than 3, but it is 6 inches. I mean, 6 feet. Very big. You can put it, paste it on the wall. It will be, see, we as it is the World Cup map and all we put. What are we going to achieve? World Cup map. America will be America only. It will be behind us. It is there. Argentina, Australia, everything we mark. Already we are learning in history job. I mean, only in the school days and all we have learned. What we have not learned is this part. So it's better like buy and fix it on the wall. You can actually see where is Goloka Vrindavan. So if you go to our site, iskconmangalore.com, there will be like, I think, purchase of books and mala and all will be there. So you can find that. No compulsion again. It's not compulsory. If you are interested in buying it, it is very, not too costly, but it's nice quality and can fix it on the wall. Yeah, still further zoomed, so you can find Krishna and Radha is there in the Goloka Vrindavan, and unka Ashta Sakhis. Radharani has Ashta Sakhis, there's as a Sakhi friends, but they're also like helpers, like. So they're there, and other than that, some more people are there. All details are given in Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita is Brahma is, what Stuti is doing, Stuti of Krishna. That is called Brahma Samhita. So that you can learn. It is given in Veda base also. You can click on Veda base. You can put ISKCON Veda base, Brahma Samhita. That notes all you will get, notes and shloka. Everything will be there. Yeah, divisions of rasas. This is what I was searching. Madhurya rasa. So people who are in Madhurya rasa will be near to that near to Krishna and Radharani's place. Now there's yellow color, no? This is all Madhurya rasa. Those people who are in Madhurya rasa will be placed here. Then next to that little orangish, not orange, some creamish. They are in Vatsalya rasa. Then next comes that reddish color is Sakhya rasa, as a friend. Vatsalya is like a child. Those who love Krishna as a child, they will be placed here. And when they go to Goloka Vrindavan, they will be placed here. Then Dasya rasa, those who serve, we are all the servitors of the Lord. We always will serve. So they will be in this petal, that lavender color, purple color. So they will be placed here. And Shanta rasa, any God is God. Shanta is anything is okay, but they will serve the Lord. They are in that yellow, blue color. So everybody will be gathered here only. By doing such bhakti, you reach Goloka Vrindavan. So that is how it's given. There is Ayodhya also there. It is given in Brahad Bhagavatamrita 2.4.239. Far from here, Vrindavana, Vaikuntha and all this written. Can't see actually clearly. Then Vaikuntha Loka, the spiritual abode of Lord Vishnu, is given in Lagu Bhagavatamrita. And that is given in Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda. Numbers are all given. Okay. This some more are given. Divisions of Goloka. Krishna Loka. There is Dwaraka, Mathura, Goloka. This is all color coded given. So once you see that, the color you can correlate. Which is in purple color is called Dwaraka. That place is called Dwaraka. Whatever names we have here, spiritual sky also there. In Krishna Loka also, such places are there. Mathura is in this color. Gokula is there. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 5.16 also confirms this. In the highest region of the spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishna Loka. It has 3 divisions: Dwaraka. Yeah, these Dwaraka, Mathura, Goloka. It is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then Jagannath Puri, Navadvipa is also there. It is the reference is given in Bhagavatamrita, Brahma Samhita 5.5 perfect. Everything can get reference. Brahma Samhita 5.43 also says the same thing. Golokanamni Jadamni Tale Chatasya Devi Mahesha Haridhama Suteshu Teshu Tete Prabhavani Chayabhigitas Chayena Govindamadi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami. After every stanza, The last line will be Govindam Adipurusham Tam Aham Bhajami. I'm worshipping you. That's how Brahma praises him. And it's very nice, Brahma Samhita and all. We can learn here also, but when you go to level 2 and all, there's bhajan class. I told you, bhajan class everywhere. Brahma Samhita is very famous. So in all the auspicious days, they recite Brahma Samhita also. And you can read from there. You can buy books also, small books are there, or online is also. So you can learn. Again, Krishna Loka or Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world, about a supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Brahma Samhita 5.2, Brahma Samhita 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, everywhere it's all given in detail. But since it is not a class for Brahma or Goloka Vrindavan, not the class for that, we won't discuss that. We'll be taking time. So this is how one Brahmanda looks. And where are we? We are in this year. I mean, in this middle path. Bhur, it is written, that is called earth. Upar, Bhuvar, Suvar means Swarga. Mahar, Jana, Tapa, Satyaloka. And then Nichavi, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, and all that. So even this layers of oceans are there. Earth, water, and all the ether and all that. In this, the outside, this place is called Mahat Tattva. All these golden eggs, these are all, it will look like a golden egg. So all these golden egg, not one or two, there's Goloka, Brahmanda, there are plenty of Brahmandas, so like earth. And all this is done, came from where? Garbhodagashai Vishnu. And each Brahmanda, there will be Garbhodagashai Vishnu. From Garbhodagashai Vishnu's navel, when lotus comes, and these are all in the lotus stem, all these lokas in lotus stem. And top of Brahma is sitting. Can you imagine how it will be so huge? And God's navel say that has come. This is why Lakshmi Devi is there at his feet, massaging his legs. Okay, and what they where we saw Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham, Shambhu, all these things we can see there. Then now we will see the detail, like we are in Bhuloka. So Bhuloka, who stays? Human being. None of the other lokas are not meant for human beings. Maybe because of oxygen less or whatever. So humans are seen in Bhuloka. Of course, animals are there, but especially humans are here. Above that, we'll see Bhuvar Loka is for ancestors, whoever has expired in our, in our family. Those first, immediately where they go to Bhuvar Loka. From there, all this, it takes actually for them to take a rebirth or to complete all the whole entire cycle, it takes 1 year for them. That's why we have 1 year ritual also we have. After their death, is some, that Pandit will say, is the mayo karna, is been ye karna. Full 1 year we observe that. For that soul to reach the destination, it has to reach the destination, Goloka Vrindavan, or to take some form. We do not know. All this thing. So it takes our humanly 1 lakh years. For them, it may be half a day or half a minute thing. So ancestors say they're in Bhuvar Loka, uske upar Swarga Loka, where demigods are there, Mahar Loka, Bhrigu Muni and Prajapatis are there, Jana Loka, where Prajapatis are there, Tapaloka, Tapas karne wala, all the Sanat Kumars and all that. Then Satyaloka, Brahma is there in that topmost. Then below ours, that is below Bhuloka is Atalaloka, where Asuras, Jains are staying there. Then Vitalaloka, ghosts and Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is taking care of that. He is given that position to take care of all these ghosts and all. So Lord Shiva can place kind, that Vitalaloka. And then Sutalaloka. Sutalaloka is the Mahabali Chakravarti. We saw that this way he takes a dwarf form. Bhagavan takes dwarf form and ask for 3 steps. What? I need land. So we say, Vari, ask for more. No, I'm a big Raja. What you are asking? You're a small dwarf, small boy, asking only 3 steps. Yeah, ask more. He said, okay, no, I'm very happy with 3 steps. Said, Dila, given. And what happened? He grew so big. 1 leg he took up, the entire top loka, he got it. 1 leg he kept down, every niche of sub loka, he came under his control. Now, what about the 3rd loka way to give? Then he became very humble. Mahabali, he said, keep it on my head. No, I am the total surrender. So he is also a very nice person. He was very Dan Dayalu. So he was given this Sutala Loka, where he stays, staying. Mahabali Chakravarti staying there. So all these Malayalis who are in Kerala, they believe that once in a year he comes to see all his prajas. How are they living? Are they all well? Because when he was ruling, no dearth of, no poverty, nothing, everything, everybody got everything and all were happy. So he comes and once in a year, He comes out, it seems, and he's seeing all my prajas okay, no, all are well fed, all well read and well, everything is good, no, now no, this, and I mean, they are not suffering. That he, so that day is a feast day. Kerala is what they do is they all with pomp and post, they make lot of food items and they just invite guests and give them also. So it's a great celebration there. Mahabali has been celebrated there. Then Talatala, Mayava Danavas, Asuras are there. Then again Mahatala mein serpents. Then Rasatala mein Daityas, Rakshasas are there. And then Patala mein Cobra, Nag, Vasuki is there. So all this. So next birth we can become all this. We can go to Patala Loka also. We may take birth, or Atala Loka, Putala Loka, and all that. Any Loka, your top Loka, any Loka will get. So, but if we don't take, we don't follow the scriptures and all these chances are there. Suppose we are all in now, we'll be serious. I will do all the japa tapa and all that. Then what will happen? You are, and you always think of the Lord. Then there is a definite chance of going to Goloka with that. But by chance, you don't qualify for that, because 100 out of 109, you qualify only 99.9999 only you got. Just for 0.0001, you are left with full qualification. I mean, not met with that. This you didn't qualify for that. Then what you do? What you become? You are born in earth only, but in a very aristocratic family and very well this spiritual that family you will be born, and that will be your end of all the cycle. That in that family when you are born, right from mother's womb only, you'll start doing all. You'll have all that Bhagwan ka Gyan and all. You'll do japa tapa and all from there itself. And you'll finish that life, and then the confirmed ticket of going to God's up. This is how the story goes like that. Yes, now there's another one Kulashekara Alvar. In Tamil and all, we have all that Alvar, we say. They're all like sages in Maharashtra, we say, no? I forgot. Ekanath and all those, all the saints were there, all very humble and good saints. So he has written that. What is he writing? Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Pancharantam Adhyaiva me Vishatu Manasa Raja Hamsaha Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pittaha Kantavarodhana Vidho Smaranam Kutaste. How will I go? He's saying, oh Krishna, please allow my mind to immediately yield at your lotus flower-like feet. Give me chance to just hold your leg now itself, because now I'm hale and hearty. Now I can remember, I can do japa tapa, and I want to hold your hand, legs, your feet, flower-like feet. Just as the flamingo enters into the labyrinth of the lotus flower stems, so that same way I need to just hold on to your this, because when at the time of my last breath, my throat becomes constricted by the action of bodily humor. What humus? Air, bile, and phlegm, kapha, pitta, kapha, vata, pitta, anything can happen to us. How will I be able to remember you at that time? But now I'm in my senses. So kindly, give me a chance to go to your lotus feet now itself. With Kulashekara Alvar and also great saintly person, when they can think, we can talk about this, what are we hardly remember God. Only when we come to this class, at least me, I am like that. When I take class, yes, I am remembering God. Once this class is over, Hare Krishna, over. Then I'm into my regular routine. Then next class, yes, listening class or teaching class, again I'm in, again Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. We cannot totally, concentrate. We are not totally devoted. So what will be our state? That is the question. Yes, Hare Krishna. Now we are almost coming to the end. 10 minutes, we'll finish. No stories, nothing. So serious, and we'll just finish. I think 3-4 slides are there. Agnir Jyotir Ahaha Shuklaha Shanmasa, but it's very important. So you all have to keep your ears open, mind, everything, be attentive and listen. Agnir Jyotir Ahaha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vido Janaha. Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world. Japa tapas kata, they know Brahman very well. Then they leave the body. Okay. Then when they leave the body by passing away from the world, during the influence of fiery God, means what? When the sun is on the top, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, when the afternoon time, when people die in the afternoon time, in the light, because it will be totally bright. At an auspicious moment of the day, maybe that Kundali or some what almanac and all, they see the auspicious, it's a very auspicious time. That person has passed. He has left the body. During the fortnight of waxing moon, means what? From Amavasya to Purnima, from new moon to full moon. during that period, that 15 days period, if he dies, or during 6 months, when the during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north, north is what you call it, from travels in the north, Uttarayan to Dakshinayan. It is traveling in the north only, but going to south. So the Uttarayan starts when? January 15, 16, start 15, 14, 15. From that to June 15, 16, July, June, I think June or July, whatever. So person dying from January to June. So where such people go, they attain the supreme abode. So what all calculation from waxing moon, no? Yeah, waxing likha tha na, yeah, waxing moon. So that 15 days, and then during daytime, when the fiery god, that is sun god, is there on the top of the head, he is there. And during the 6 months, from January to June, when a person dies, he is sure to reach the Brahman, Bhagwan ka Brahman platform. The next is Dhumo Ratristata Krishna Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyoti Yogi Prapya Nivartate. The mystic person who is totally, mystic yogi, we can say. He's all doing all finances and all that. But he also dies at that. But what time suppose if he dies in mystic, who passes away from this world during the smoke. Smoke means during night time when it is all, nothing is seen. So it's all the smoky. Smoke means what? You can't see. So at night also, until unless you light a lamp or street light or that, you can see. Otherwise, it's so smoky. The night, the fortnight of waning moon, that is from Purnima to Amavasya, from full moon to new moon, that 15 days period. That time where a person dies. Or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, Dakshinayan, from Uttarayan to Dakshinayan. No, sorry, that passes to the south. When the sun passes to the south, I think this Dakshinayan to Uttarayan. Because from June to January, the person who dies like that reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Again, their path is what? They have to come back to this. They will take a form, not to earth. They will have to take a form. This is all calculation given in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Now don't go to all this calculation because I'm doing, because I don't bother about this, because we are all devotees. Because our position is very different. What is that? Shukla Krishna Gati Hete. Oh no, still one more shloka is there. Shukla Krishna Gati Hete. Jagata Sashvate Mate Ekayayati Anavritim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. The person can die either in the daytime or at night time. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, it returns. Simple to say, this is what is given in this shloka. Yes. And another is given. Naitre Shriti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kasyana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhava Arjuna. Although the devotees know these two paths, oh Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Why? We like devotees, because we are in right path, we are not being in order to wait and calculate, whether it is Uttarayan, Dakshinayan, whether it is waning moon, waxing moon, whether it's daytime or nighttime. When a person dies, we need not to calculate and imagine where he would have gone. Oh Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Why is not bewildered? Because this shloka says. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the study of Vedas. Now we are all learning what? Bhagavad Gita learning is Vedas only. Because all the Vedas, somebody only they are learning. So we are all learning Vedas only. Yes. So we are on the right path. Then what are we doing? Undergoing austerities. Austerities what? The 3 to 4:30, you're just simply, I hope, sitting and listening and just concentrating there. So that is also a tapas. What is tapas? Just concentrating on the Lord. Now also you're doing the same thing, listening to God ka kahani and all this, whatever is said. So you're listening to that. So that is also like a tapas. Performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity. When you give charity to good cause, not to anybody waiting in the signal, you should not give. That all these things are discussed in 16th chapter. So when to give dana, whom to give dana, all these things are discussed. Then you should do all this tapas and all, read scriptures, then meditate on the Lord. When you do all this, simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Then we need not have to bother because it is not in our hand. What time we will die, do we know? We do not know. Others will determine whether we are dead or not. The doctor will confirm. We won't know. We won't be alive at that time to know. So why should we worry about that? As long as you are alive, do all these 4 karmas. That is what is given here. Do sincerely, and then you need not have to bother. This is also said by Bhagavan only. My devotees, they need not have to bother about all this, because at the end he reaches the supreme eternal abode by doing all this. So we are in no way concerned whether Uttarayan, Dakshinayan, waning moon, waxing moon, we will not bother. So ways of leaving the body, what? Person who is yogis and jnanis, when they die in the light, in the daytime, the result is what? Attain Brahma Jyoti. Just that level only. Not even Goloka Vrindavan, Brahma Jyoti level only. Brahman result, Jyoti level, that way. Karma Kandis, who are doing karma, always karma. Kandis means what? For their sake, doing karma Kandis. They will die in darkness. They will not accumulated too much of punya and all. Whatever I'm doing, it is for my sake I'm eating, my sake I'm doing. Everything my, I, that way. So what? They die in darkness, attain heavenly planets, and then return to earth. Chandra Loka and all, they will go. Whatever punya, if at all they have done, that they are definitely they will get to enjoy all that, and they will be born again. But whereas devotees like all Vaishnavas, whoever is joined our class, Bhagavad Gita class, not only ISKCON, I'm saying any scriptural study you do with full devotion, but especially Krishna ka Bhagavad Gita class is very, very important. That is what is primarily you should know that only. So devotees who are learning this, anytime we can die, no restriction at all. And where we go, topmost we will attain Krishna Loka. Even that Chandra, with this Loka and all, if you go to higher Loka also, at the time of annihilation, everything will be wiped off. But whereas Krishna Loka we will attain only when you become a devotee. And anytime when you die also, you are sure to attain Krishna Loka. Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamo Adhyayah. We'll say the summary part now. Yeah. Arjuna asked Krishna 7 questions. Should be 8. What is Brahman? What is self? What are the fruitive activities? What is material manifestation? What are demigods? Who is the Lord of sacrifice? And how can those engaged in devotional service know Krishna at the time of death? What 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. Then Krishna, I thought 8. Okay, anyway. Krishna replies, Brahman refers to the indestructible living entity, that is Jivatma. We are the one who are never born. It will never be destructed at all. That is why Akshara, Brahma. The self refers to the soul's intrinsic nature of service. And fruitive activities means karma, that is actions that develop material bodies. The material manifestation is ever changing. Physical nature always keeps changing. Our body keeps changing. We saw the butterfly example also. The demigods and the planets are part of the universal form of Supreme Lord, and the Lord of sacrifice is Krishna himself as the Supersoul. He is the Paramatma and he is the Lord of all sacrifices. As for knowing Krishna at the time of death, it depends on one's consciousness. The principle is this: whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, the state he will attain without faith. So one has to be very careful. Even if you get scared of cockroach, and if you die that time, you become a cockroach. So I'm just warning. I am scared of cockroach. So I always think of that, Oh God, no, I'll take Krishna's name. Well, even if death comes by fear, if I die also, at least the name will be there in my mouth, Krishna, Krishna. So then Krishna says, whoever at the end of life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature without doubt. Therefore, my dear Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. And Krishna means what? Two-handed form. And at the same time, carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. Don't ever leave up. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. During each day of Brahma, all living entities become manifest, and during its night, they merge into unmanifested nature. Although there are auspicious and inauspicious times for leaving one's body, devotees of Krishna do not care about them. For by engaging in pure devotional service to Krishna, they automatically attain all the results derived from studying Vedas, or engaging in sacrifices, charity, philosophical speculation. This is Advaitic principles. Okay, they just talk with your knowledge. They will just try to prove and they will talk. and so on. All these things you can do, and we can reach the above. Such pure devotees reach the Lord's supreme eternal above. So we need not have to bother. And what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is very interesting. Raja Bhushya is a secret, the most secret knowledge is going to share. The most confidential knowledge. Then what is that? Aishwarya Jnana, Krishna's relationship with this world. Then different types of worshippers of Lord Krishna. That also you see. Glories of Krishna Bhakti. Then this is Panchatattva mantra. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now we go to Jai Jaikar. I want you all to say Jai to all these people, all Anantakoti, Vaishnava, all these things. Okay, now I'll say Vanchakalpadrivsya too. For all the devotees who have come, you're all Vaishnavas, so I'm just falling at your feet and taking your blessings, okay? So Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Anantakoti Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Jai. Jai.
Only 1 or 2 sound only I'm getting. But today very less attendance. Still, you can. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Jai. We have to thank all these people. Because of them, we are all here. Srila Prabhupada ki wajah se we are here. Then Namachari Haridas Thakur ki.
Jai.
Ah, that sound came. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki.
Jai.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.
Jai.
Who is it? Hey, with full rag and alaps. Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavad Granth ki.
Jai.
This is all God beyond that.
Jai.
हाँ जय बोलो भगवद गीता और भागवत ग्रंथ की घर के लोगों को भी जय श्री राधा गोविंद की deity. How can we forget our temple deity? Then Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol.
Because of these deities and all this, we are in one platform. We are met and we are doing all this, learning everything in this platform. I'll just stop the recording.